Welcome back to our video series about raising Skye. It has been a while, but we're finally ready to dive into obedience training. The truth is, though, that from the day we brought Skye home, we've been establishing the foundations for obedience training through play. We often get raised eyebrows from new puppy owners when we suggest delaying formal training to focus on play for the first few months of their puppy's life. But it is as essential to learning for dogs as it is for preschool children. When we play with dogs, a lot of important things are happening. We form a relationship of trust, affection, and attunement. We begin to learn a common language and understand the subtle communications that are shared between parent and dog. We teach our dogs to be motivated by a range of incentives that will be used in training later: food, affection, and toys. Through games like fetch, the muscle memory for commands like come and sit starts to be learned. Finally, play puts a dog in a psychological state of relaxation and engagement and is perfect for learning. These are not peripheral skills, they are everything, and with them you can teach your dog anything. To explain a little bit more about how play establishes the foundations for obedience training, I spoke to our friend and colleague, Maria Skorobogatov. Maria is a trained animal behaviorist who has worked all over the world, including at the Houston Zoo, with us at NYC Doggies, and at the Lilongwe Wildlife Trust in Malawi. Currently, she is living and working in Tunisia, which is where I tracked her down.
Hi!
Maria!
Hey!
Wow! So you're calling us from Tunisia?
I am.
Maria spoke to me about why it is so important for parents to play with their dogs in the context of training.
I personally love incorporating play with training. So I want the training to be as fun as the play itself. And it also teaches them that, when you're asking them to do a command, it doesn't mean the good stuff ends. If anything, they do it properly, there's even more good stuff at the end of it. Play, when used properly, is actually a vital part of the training process. It always used to kill me when I would go to the dog run and the dogs were having a great time and they're acting like maniacs, which is fine. They were having a great time, but the owners were off somewhere else, right? Drinking their coffees or on their phones and not paying attention. And there are a lot of issues with that. But I think one of the biggest ones being that they don't teach their dog that actually they're as much a part of the play as the other dogs are. So for that reason, I really like incorporating play with training. I don't see them as being separate things.
So, how do you practice play with your puppy? Ball play, chase, and tug-of-war are 3 great games to get your dog to move and pay attention to you in ways that mimic obedience commands by building on her natural instincts. Ball play is a great tool for introducing the command that is critical for most parents: come. With Skye, Ovidiu encouraged her to bring the ball all the way back to him by moving away from her and not throwing the ball again until she had returned it to wherever he was standing. Most puppies show readiness for learning obedience commands at around 4 to 6 months, but for Skye, it was a bit later. However, a dog can learn at any age as long as the foundations in socialization and play are there. At this point, play becomes more structured at times, and we begin introducing the language of obedience commands. This is what we call the teaching stage of obedience training. Using treats, praise, and balls to motivate Skye, Ovidiu encourages her in play, asking her to move in specific ways and to perform specific actions. As soon as Skye begins to perform the actions that look like come, sit, stay, down, and heel, Ovidiu introduces both the verbal command and the hand gesture associated with the action. This is what the hand gestures and commands look like.
Skye, come. Skye, sit. Good girl. Skye, stay. Good girl. Skye, down. Skye, heel.
Starting with a long, lightweight lead attached is a good idea. Indeed, Ovidio uses a leash to teach Skye what heel looks like and how to stay. The leash allows Ovidio to show Skye what is expected of her and to get her attention when needed. For most dogs, it is essential to use a lead until much later in the training process, when come is performed dependably.
Good. Stay, Skye. Good. Sit. Stay. Good. Okay. Good girl.
In the morning, because that is when dogs are most alert, Ovidio takes Skye to the quiet and familiar backyard to practice the teaching phase. This happens before breakfast because treats given during training are her morning meal. That being said, the ball is what really gets Skye's attention. Look how alert and engaged she is. Sessions last just 15 to 30 minutes, but Ovidio practices for an additional few minutes at intervals throughout the day. Skye shows rapid improvement every day, though she's certainly not perfect yet. Because we have developed such a strong bond with her, she understands us, and she expects these training sessions to be pure fun.
Stay. Good girl. Skye, come. Come. Good girl. Down. Stay. Good. Come. Good girl. Stay. Yep.
This first stage of training has been seamless and natural. It is obvious that Skye knows what is being asked of her. This has been the easy part, and at this point most parents think that they have a trained dog. Not so fast. Remember what we mentioned at the start of this video? Knowing what a command means and being able to perform it in a sterile environment is only the first stage of obedience training. The hard part comes next. Practicing obedience commands in progressively more distracting environments. We are diving into proofing in the coming weeks with some fun challenges set up for Skye. Find out how she does in our next video, and please post questions for us in the comments below. Thanks for watching.